Hello, hello. Okay, Monday musings. Here we go. I thought I'd jump on as I say regularly do, but it's been the weekend Q&A. Just as a reminder, it was something along the lines of I'd overheard my I'd overheard my partner talking about me to his friends and saying, things that this woman didn't like, and what should she do about it. So let's just jump right in. So first and foremost, this struck a little bit deep for me because I know, and I'm sure that most of you will agree, sometimes we vent. Okay, we have conversations with trusted people, with family, with friends, etc. And honestly, I can honestly say if my husband heard every single thing that I had to say about him, I mean, I might cringe. Okay, and that doesn't mean I love him any less. It just sometimes we need to vent. So the thing that's really important here is who you choose to have that vent with, because there are people out there who are friends of your marriage, and I don't mean friends of you or friends of your husband, but I mean friends of the union that you've got together. I mean the kind of people who will hear me and say, yeah, Nadine, do you know what, I hear what you're saying, how tough, what a difficult situation that was, but at the same time they are able to help me contextualize that, set it in its context, remind me of why I'm involved in the marriage that I'm in and my bigger goals, and see a different perspective. And ultimately, the ultimate thing is that they're not going to be piling salt on. They're not going to be getting involved and saying, yeah, wow, annoying. Oh, what about this thing that he did? And making me feel worse, because that would not be helping me. That would be making me feel worse. So, and further to that, they would not repeat it. So that's crucial. You've got to have those kind of people in your life who are friends of your marriage. They're not just your friend. They're not just your husband's friends. They are friends of the marriage. They want what is best for that marriage. And honestly, sometimes it's rough. That just is. Sometimes it's golden, and that just is as well. And this is part of the course. So yeah, the first thing is just acknowledge that. So if you've overheard something that your husband has been saying, first just take a minute and acknowledge that if he heard every word that you had to say, you might not come out smelling of roses. I mean, I can't speak for every person, but for me, like I said, I wouldn't come out smelling of roses, okay? But ultimately, oh my God, I love and adore this man. And there are things that sometimes I just have to say so that I can say it to him the right way. So acknowledge that. But secondly, though, you do need to set your boundaries. So you need to challenge this and say to him, I overheard something and let him know, keep it to I. Don't put it on him. So keep it to, I overheard something that made me feel a particular way. And I appreciate that you need to vent. I appreciate that there are conversations you need to have, and maybe you needed to calm down before you came to me. I didn't like what I heard. And then have that self-reflection though. So have it that if your husband has felt in a way that he had to say whatever it was that he was saying about you, take some ownership. That just understand that something you've done or said, or an opinion that you've had, or whatever it is, has left him in the place where he is less than his whole loving self that he usually is. So yeah, you don't like it that he's whinging. I wouldn't like it to hear the whinging, and my husband wouldn't like to hear me whinge. But there's a deeper thing there. What is happening? So you need to own that. So you be saying to him, look, I heard this, I didn't like it, it made me feel a particular way. I understand that you need to vent in the future, and then set your boundaries. What would you prefer that would happen moving forward? Is it that you prefer him to talk to a particular person, not the person he chose? Is it that you prefer him to talk to you, not anybody else? But just bear in mind that sometimes you're going to get it raw, and you might not. You might want him to calm down. Is it that you know, like you might want to set up now, so with some of the women that I'm coaching, we're setting up things like weekly routines that allow for this venting, and it doesn't just kind of happen ad hoc. So you might want to have a think about some of those routines, and that's a whole different thing. I mean, you know, for those of you who are working with me, you know what we're talking about. And you know what, maybe one of these days I'll do a video on that, because that's a whole deeper scenario in terms of routines and systems. But anyway, I digress. Acknowledge what was said. Tell him how it made you feel. Set your boundaries. What would you prefer would happen in the future? And then circle around that with your re-establish and restate your intentions and the love and the union and all of that kind of stuff. So have it that I want us to find a way to move forward from this. I don't want to be cross with you. And actually, the fact that I'm hurting and I'm coming to talk to you about it is actually a good sign, because you and I both know if the love was gone, if it was over, you wouldn't care anymore. So I think I've gone all round the houses with that particular musing. But the bottom line is challenge, apologize, acknowledge, respect his privacy the way that you want him to respect yours, set your boundaries, and overall come back to, I want to find a way for us to move forward. So there you go. It's a bit of a rant actually, more than a musing. So maybe I should change these to like Monday rants or something like that. But yeah, like that one, as I said, that came out as a rant because it kind of hit home a little bit. Like I said, if I'd probably be in a bit of trouble if I was heard. Anyway, so I am out. Thanks for listening. It's been amazing, and I will speak to you soon.